get better this week. We got a big slate of college football games this weekend, and a lot of teams will start conference play, and we can't wait to talk to you about that. Eric Henry of Horns 24/7 joins us at 7:40 to talk Horns, and a very special guest joins us in our very special segment of Legends in the Locker Room at 8:17. You do not want to miss that. And another strong take by the big man, the Mark Henry. I am your host, Mike Harbaugh Harge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is Mark Henry, my man Khalil behind the boards. And as always, if you want to be a part of the show, text the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning, man. What's happening?
You know, it's Thirsty Thursday. We'll get into where I will be a little bit later with the great folks from Bud Light. And it is a football Thursday, so that is going to be fun as well. Khalil, what's happening, bro?
Good morning, Harge. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm in the house, and we're ready to have a good time. But I want to get into two things real quick. Number one, Woj bomb. We had a Woj bomb last night, man. And, well, not even last night. It was yesterday. And Wojnarowski, the man, decided that he was going to walk away from the NBA. He was going to walk away from $20 million that he has been making at ESPN to break out the Woj bombs every single day. They said he is walking away from around $20 million with ESPN that he's made for nearly 3 years and around $7 million per year to go back to college. That's right, folks. He's going back to college to be a GM at his alma mater, St. Bonaventure. Now, my question to you, is there anything that can make you walk away from $20 million
Yes.
to cover the NBA?
Of course. Come on, Hard. You know, we talked about this yesterday with Tua. There's a certain money line that you just say, you know what, it's not worth the money. It's about your personal peace and your understanding that, you know what, man, I'm not going to make every dime that's ever been put out there. I just need to be comfortable. I want my family to be happy.
Well, here's what he decided. He wrote to everyone yesterday. He said, I grew up the son of a factory worker 2 miles from ESPN's campus and only ever dreamed of making a living as a sports writer. 37 years ago, the Hartford Coronet gave me my first byline, and I never started chasing that thrill of it all. This craft has transformed my life, but I've decided to retire from the four-letter network and that news industry. I understand the commitment required for my role, and it's an investment I am no longer driven to make. Time isn't endless supply, and I want to spend mine in ways that make me personally meaningful. I leave an overwhelming gratitude and countless mentors and colleagues, subjects and stories, readers and viewers. No one has benefited more from this than me and my belief, trust, and generosity of others. The past 7 years at the Four-Letter Network has been particularly a privilege. I'm appreciative of the company's leadership, especially blah, 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 and for the understanding of the acceptance of my decision to change my life. That's interesting to me. Now, as somebody that brings it to the people every single day, he had something named after him. It was called the Woj bomb. If he said it, everybody else normally ran with it. Yeah, everybody ran with it. But he did say that he wanted to spend more time doing things that he likes to do. He's still going to be working with basketball. Obviously, he's going to be the GM at St. Bonaventure, where he went to school. But he also changes his life, right? Like the lifestyle of it all.
Right.
And he said one of the main reasons why he wanted to do that was because he had He was getting 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours of sleep. He was never home. I mean, he was always chasing the story. And you know how important your sleep is, big fella.
Oh, if I don't get my nap,
it's going to be a long day for somebody,
man,
right?
they need to call the National Guard.
So I do understand that. I too get my naps in because the job is never ending. And if you work multiple jobs like we do, it can get worrisome. It can get tiresome. And now he's at an age where he's had success. He stacked his money, and it's not all about the money. You get to a certain level, it's like, okay, yeah, it's not all about the money.
You want to be around who you want to be around. You want to
do the things you want to do.
Right. Yeah. And, his family life, I'm sure that there's people in his family that are like, Dad.
Yeah, we finally.
Yeah, whoa.
Grandpa.
Grandpa, can we?
Yeah, Grandpa now.
Can we do this?
Yeah.
Nah, I got to go prep for this meeting I got with LeBron, and I got to fly to LA because, he's not going to come to me.
Yeah.
Like that life is over now. He can sit in New York. He can go do whatever he wants to do, wherever he wants to do it, and know that he's going to sleep in the same bed every night.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's huge, man. I mean, we haven't all been able to do these types of things as a professional athlete or a professional writer where you're traveling all over. I mean, think about our guys. We'll have Eric Henry on from Horns 24/7. I guarantee you that he's looking at this and saying, man, I don't have these types of commitments. I hope I can get to that level and then be able to walk away. I ain't going to put words in the dude's mouth, but we've all been able to be around people like writers that travel with us everywhere that we go. You look at all the guys like Danny Davis, Eric Henry, Anwar Richardson, Joe Cook. They travel with Texas.
Right.
So they get a chance to see and be around it. Well, I mean, they start a family and it's like, man, I don't know if I want to go out of town this weekend. Because you want to make sure that you have the balance, but they're not on that financial level. I ain't pocket watching, but I know that they ain't making that much money like that.
With that job, if the news drops or is somebody, a general manager wants to drop it, and you need to get all the particulars on the matter, then sometimes they'll just send a jet for you.
Or they'll call you
or
in
they'll
the middle
say,
of the night. Hey, look, wake up
I know
at
it's
2 o'clock. Yeah, exactly.
But
this is
we're
going
to
to
do
happen
this
in the morning.
contract, and this person is going to no longer be with the team, or whatever the case may be.
The relationship
there was
with the agents, the relationship with all the other people that have the particulars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember when he broke the Ja Morant, gun in the car waving thing. That was like 3 a.m.
Yeah. So everybody's they're going to miss Woj, but, this is Windhurst and Sham Charania and Michael Haynes and all those guys. They're going to get their opportunity to be the lead dog. So I'll be interested to see who gets that position.
Throat cutting.
That's right. When we come back, man, somebody got to be more careful. There ain't no way. Tell me it ain't so. I'll explain when we get back here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show with Craig Way.
Tex Schramm, you'd hear him on with Brad Sham when we had the show and I was the producer for it, called Ask Tex Schramm. This was like 1987. The football Cardinals were moving to Arizona. Brad Sham is doing the show. And so he asked him, he said, well, does that mean also now there'll be a change that the Atlanta Falcons would move from the NFC West to the NFC East? The Texas response was, well, once you're on an airplane, what difference does it make?
Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
We're just hours away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu. Tomorrow and Saturday, starting at 9:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
Good morning. We have a minor accident right now on the northbound side of 35 Service Road right at Riverside Drive. Meanwhile, the main lanes of northbound 35, we do have a stalled vehicle right at Runberg. That one's over on the right shoulder. It's not affecting the main lanes. Still, though, just use some caution and be prepared for slowdowns as you make your way through. I'm Ryan Silva. That's Check Around Your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Get great savings on family favorites at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get fresh pork butt roasts for just $1.27 per pound. Plus, get yellow peaches or red or green grapes for just 97 cents per pound with this week's Randall's For You digital coupon.
Hey there, it's Bob Pickett with my friend and buddy, Colt McCoy. Listen to this.
This is Colt McCoy. Football season is coming, and that means it's time to put away those flip-flops and grab your boots. For the best collection of authentic styles and handmade boots, there's no place better than the Texas Boot Company out in Bastrop. Shop them now during the Buy More, Save More sale and grab you a new pair or two. And tell them Colt sent you.
Now, that is great advice, Colt. And tell me, Colt, and that Bob Pickett sent you. The Texas Boot Company in Bastrop.
Deftones. North American Tour 2025. Live in Austin. Moody Center, March 12th. With special guests, the Mars Volta and Fleshwater. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit Deftones.com.
Our goal is to provide patients with the strongest, most effective, and safest options in this exciting field of regenerative medicine.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
The idea that you can avoid a joint replacement is very exciting.
And that's from a surgeon who's done thousands of joint replacements, but who now believes there's a better way.
Regenerative medicine, as we understand it today, gives lasting pain relief, improved function without surgery, without drugs.
Under Dr. Scheinkup's leadership, QC Kinetics medical professionals treat patients every day with the most advanced protocols in natural biologics. Literally tens of thousands of people all over America.
I've been doing research on regenerative medicine for 2 decades. This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Eat like a king who's on a budget.
Burger King's $5 Your Way meal is packed with flavor. Choose between 3 tasty options like the Whopper Jr., Chicken Jr., or Bacon Cheeseburger. Plus, enjoy fries, a drink, and nuggets on the side. Now that's delicious.
You rule your season today at BK. Have it your way.
Price and participation vary. U.S. only. Features 4-piece nuggets, value drink, and fries. Restrictions apply.
At Hanna Chevrolet, we like to keep things simple. So the price we agree on is the exact price you pay. That means no bait and switches, no absurd additions, no mandatory dealer packages that are magically added at the finance table. At Henna, this can save you $3,000 to $5,000. Just straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, incredible customer service, and a vehicle you're going to love. So come in and together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
The cleats have hit the field. Kickoff is here. Game day's arrived and Specs brings the cheers. Ice cold beers, team lifting spirits, cocktails in a can. Score 'em all and hear your fellow football fans chant, "You the man." And with Specs' largest selection and lowest prices, you can make every game day feel just as nice. Before the players start running their routes and schemes, run a route to Specs for your game day needs. Specs, cheers to savings.
Did you know that solar energy gives you independence from utilities and helps keep your energy costs down? Why not get a free estimate with locally owned Divided Sky Roofing and Solar? You can get more information at mydividedsky.com. That's mydividedsky.com.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
What's up, Central Texas? It's Hardball Harge, and I have to talk about the wonderful folks over at Covert Chevy and Hutto. Covert Chevy Hutto has the deals you are looking for. Get $97.50 off 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom, $6K off 2024 Chevy Suburban Z71 trucks. The Coverts have been doing it since 1909, and they love being part of the community. Head on over to CovertChevyHutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 Hutto, Texas. Covert Chevy and Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. And tell them Hardball Hard sent you.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Alt 2K. A commercial-free look back to alternative from the 2000s. It just takes some time, little girl in the middle of the ride. With Foo Fighters, Weezer, Linkin Park, Green Day, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Alt 2K, and listen now. iHeartRadio, free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We are dealing with a Cover 3 Thursday. That's right, folks. I got a chance to go over to Cover 3 yesterday because it was National Cheeseburger Day, and I went over and had you all right, bro? You all right?
Thank you.
I had the flat top burger, outstanding food, but you could get over there anytime during the week and on the weekend. They also have watch parties for UT volleyball. If UT volleyball is out of town, get over to Cover 3 on Anderson Lane, then you'll get a chance to watch the volleyball team play. They played last night against Baylor. Also, don't forget about their social hour. $4 Carbach drafts, $5 frozen Ritas, $6 well drinks, $7 appetizers, and of course you get $8 Dow by the glass. That's right, wine by the glass. Find out where your local Cover 3 is. All right, let's get into this conversation because when we went to break, I was telling you, no, he didn't. Why in the wide world of sports would somebody want to mess with the number one ranked team? And you're asking, who did that? Well,
why?
The ULM defensive coordinator decided that he wanted to pop off and create some bulletin board material.
Texas, they know they're playing, against a mediocre group of 5 team. Let's be honest. They're not going to prepare like they normally do. That's why we are, and we're going to try to go do our best and, see what chips fall.
He basically said that Texas isn't going to work hard. They're not going to train as hard as they normally would.
We just a small, mediocre team.
Yeah, he's trying to pole mouth and let you know that, hey, man, I'm just trying to get by.
I tell you what, as a parent of a student athlete, 2 of them.
Yep.
If the coach referred to his program as mediocre, which means that my kid is mediocre, he wouldn't be coaching my kid very long.
I know that they trying to
it's either
downplay
me or him.
Yeah, they trying to downplay this a little bit. He's trying to make it seem like, oh, big old Texas. They're not worried about little old us. This might be our opportunity here.
Sneak up on him.
No. Have you met Coach Sark? Have you met the coaching staff that they
We're
have?
going to Austin. They're going to be on vacation.
They're not
and
even.
we're going to storm the castle.
They're not even going to work hard to be here. Let me ask you something, guys. How long ago was it that Texas was a 5-7 football team?
3 years.
Do you think that they have rested on their laurels and think that playing a game against ULM is a national championship game? They have bigger fish to fry, no doubt. But how do you get there? Then he had the audacity. I didn't even send you this video audio. Then he had the audacity to talk about he has some players on his team that played against Arch in high school, and they beat him while he was in high school. They have the audacity to compare Arch's high school team to his college team. Has he not seen the video of Isaiah Bond running up and down the sideline with a max speed of 22.7 miles per hour? Did he not see Matthew Golden catching them touchdowns? Jonte Cook? Has he met Ryan Wingo yet?
You talking
like,
about
what film is he watching?
You're talking about offense. I would be worried if I was a quarterback. If I was General Booty.
General Booty?
And Colin Simmons was on the other side? And Hill? And Makuba? No, sir. Keep my mouth shut.
Just go out there and play the football game. Worry about
Coach,
your
you're
team.
gonna get me killed.
Texas is a 44.5-point favorite. 44.5-point favorite.
No, change that. I'm sorry. You can add 10 to that now.
Yeah.
You can add 10 to that. You think Coach Sark, like, you don't get to be him by not having a little bit of a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, man.
You don't think that he's went to his team and said, guys, y'all taking a vacation, I heard.
Yeah.
We're going to take it easy on them. I'm going to put in the backup. I'm going to put in the third and fourth team and the scout team guys in the second quarter.
Everybody.
That's what they said I'm going to do.
And some of those guys might get into the game.
Remember what I told you about Major Applewhite?
About the 87, 81?
He is a dog.
87-10?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of that 87-10, they canceled all those bets. Vegas was like, no. For some reason, they decided that they were not going to honor those bets.
Can you do that?
They gave you your money back. They gave you your money back. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's not fair.
That. But anyway, back to the conversation. Why would a coach go out there and put those kinds of...
Have we ever seen Texas score 75+ points?
It's a great question.
I want to go and ask somebody, if you are a...
CB, I know you're listening. Has Texas ever scored 87? Is that what you said?
No, 75+.
I know that they beat Colorado in the bowl game. They scored 70 points.
That's not 75.
I know.
75+ is what I want to hear.
Let me know, bro. Yeah.
Wow.
It's interesting. Well, we'll pay attention to that as the week goes on because we're getting closer and closer to game time. 7 o'clock kickoff at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. And yesterday, Coach Sark got a chance to meet with the media on his weekly SEC conference call, and he's looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah, another great opportunity for us back at home. Another night game. We had a great atmosphere last Saturday night against UTSA. Really appreciate the support of Longhorn Nation, energy, the excitement in the stadium. I thought our guys played well a week ago. We're continuing to build. We're continuing to try to build on the depth we have. It's needed. We're a little nicked up, and so try to keep playing a lot of players again this weekend.
Yeah, you noticed that last part. We're going to try to keep playing a lot of players. Last week, they had 77 players that got a chance to play in the game. You want to see those types of moments. That means that the game seems to be well in hand, that you're going to put some people out there. But the biggest story this year, and we're going to continue these conversations, is about this Texas defense. The Texas defense has been much maligned coming into the season. Everybody was talking about the secondary, but one of the biggest problems that they had was getting people off the field, third down defense. And Sark mentioned this yesterday as well on his conference call.
Well, I think there's a couple factors in there. One, I think we're playing really good short yardage defense, and that's something that we take a lot of pride in. We've been good the last couple of years. Like you said, we lost a couple of really good players that made some of those plays, right? T'Vondre Sweat, Byron Murphy. But you turn around and you come this year, and we've been playing well in short yardage again. Alfred Collins, most notably, has been playing really well there. And then, when you get in the third and longer situations, it's that right combination of trying to affect the quarterback with the pass rush, but yet stay really sticky in coverage and not be so predictable. So the quarterback's got to hold that ball a little bit and make the windows kind of cloudy when you're in zone, and when you're in man, stay sticky to the guy that you're guarding. But I know our players take a lot of pride in getting off the field on third down. I think it's a credit to our coaches in that the players have a really firm understanding of the calls that are set to come, and then how we want to play certain formations and route combinations, predicated on those calls. And then I think it's a credit to Pete Kwiatkowski, our defensive coordinator, for not being one-dimensional. We've got an array of things that we like to do on third down, but the things that we do, I think we execute at a pretty high level.
With Coach Nassen being there too, he's created some good conversation with PK to where they're showing a variation of something that looks one way and changes out to something else. They've disguised some things really well. But the one thing that I consider has been the best is the fundamental part of what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's the simple things.
The tackling.
The simple things that make you a great offense or defense, but it's the execution as well. And for them to be able to throw different things at these players, the depth and the age of a lot of these guys. I mean, think about it. You got David Benda that's out there. That's what, 5th year, 6th year guy. You got Andrew Makuba. You got Jade Barron, guys that have got a lot of mileage on the college game and seen a lot offense. When they're playing defense, they're looking at that offense. They recognize certain tendencies, but the execution of it all has been huge. And I know that you're a big fan of Coach saying Alfred Collins being able to be disruptive.
Yeah, Alfred Collins is one of the guys that I had a lot of expectation about this year because how highly talented he is. He's a local kid. His mother played ball here at UT. Like, he's a generational kid. So you want to see those kids do well. The thing that they had a problem with Alfred Collins last year is his consistency.
Right.
Like, he had flashes of, wow, this dude is pretty good. Man, he disappeared today.
Right.
Now he's playing consistent football, and I think some of that is just maturity.
Yeah.
You get older and you realize the time for playing Xbox is limited.
Yeah.
You need to focus on the playbook.
Yeah. Get dialed in and make that impact. Speaking of impact, you got to look at what else has been happening, because Texas did get some transfers in that have made an impact as well. And one of them I like is Bill Norton.
Yeah, I think they've all impacted in their own ways, and I think they're growing more and more into our style of play and the way we practice and the way we approach things and the intensity in which we operate in. And I think that I give them all three of them a lot of credit for, adapting and buying into that. I think honestly, Bill Norton is a really effective run defender, especially when we're in base defense. He's such a large man over the center. He's difficult to move. I think, Jermaine Lole gives us some versatility, position flex, and that interior defensive line can play the run and rush the passer. And I think Tia Savea's probably got a little more quickness than one might expect. And sometimes even performs a little better where he can slide out kind of more to that end spot, especially in base defense. So they give us some versatility. I think but it's created a nice blend and combination, as I said, with Alfred Collins and Vernon Broughton. And what they've done, and then the emergence of some of these young guys as they continue to grow up. So it's been a pretty good group for us so far.
Malaya, Norton, and Cole. Like, we're not talking about Cole very much.
No.
Cole is a hole filler. He just don't go backwards. And you know how much that wears on a guard? Not being able to put somebody backwards. So when he goes out and the next guy comes in fresh, that guy's tired.
Yeah.
So this depth game is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing from this team and the way that they've gone about it, and they continue to impress week in and week out. Now, let's not get it twisted. They haven't been challenged yet, but we will find out soon enough. Coming up next, we got Eric Henry of Horns 24/7, and he's got an article that I want to talk to him about, and I'm actually appreciative of what he wrote right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
It's the Craig Way Show.
If Jerry Jones does care as much about his fans as he says, try to make some moves that might at least appeal to them a little more than a lot of the moves you made. In other words, like a real personnel person, a real general manager. Make Will McClay the real general manager.
Voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone. Listen to Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone on the iHeartRadio app.
Oh, ready? You want to do this?
On your mobile phone and take us wherever you go.
Let's go.
Like to your kid's soccer game, the PTA meeting, your local sports bar, and the trip to pick up your dry cleaning. Just download the free iHeartRadio app.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be fun.
And search for AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
Good morning. Be on the lookout for an issue right now on the southbound side of 35. The exit ramp to 620 will be blocked, so traffic is slow back past Highway 29. About 7 to 10 minutes worth of stop and go as you're traveling through. On the northbound side of 360, we do have a minor collision right at Spicewood Springs. Really not seeing much of a backup or delay in the immediate area. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check around your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lamb's Tire and Auto. Walk in or book online at lambstire.com. Now at Lamb's Tire and Auto, save $80 instantly on a set of 4 Kumo Solus TA51 tires. Optional 6-month deferred financing available with the Lamb's Tire credit card. Walk-ins welcome, or schedule online at lambstire.com.
Texas football fans, it's Thirsty Thursday. You know what that means? Cold Bud Light and gridiron greatness. Whether you're gearing up for the big weekend or just kicking back, nothing talks Texas football like cracking open an ice cold Bud Light with your crew. So grab a Bud Light because it's game time all the time in the Lone Star State. Join us tonight at Little Woodrow's on Palmer Lane from 5 to 7 or stock up for the weekend. It's Thirsty Thursday with Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Did you know you can now use your own body's healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get you real lasting pain relief? I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. If you are tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder, This is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. People here rave about the results. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients, and the consultation is totally free, so call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. Locations in Austin and Round Rock. 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303.
Hi, my name is Robert Reynolds. I'm running for City Council District 2 in the November 5th general election. Have your voice heard on the selection day this November. Make sure you register to vote today. Your vote counts.
Earl Campbell here for my good friends at Austin Shoe Hospital. Austin Shoe Hospital has been repairing my favorite boots and shoes for over 30 years. They are the best Western boot repair company in Texas and can repair any boot brand or style. Visit the master cobblers at Austin Shoe Hospital and they will bring all your shoes, boots, and bags back to life. If you wear it, they can repair it. Oh, yes, and hook 'em horns.
Visit AustinShoeHospital.com.
At Onion Creek Volkswagen, it's game time every day. Just like a winning football team, our staff brings their A game with passion, teamwork, and dedication. From the first down, getting you the perfect vehicle, to the final touchdown, delivering top-notch service. We've got your back. Onion Creek Volkswagen is your home field advantage for a winning car buying experience. When you're ready to buy your next car, shop Onion Creek Volkswagen, where every day is a championship game. Visit us today and score big. OnionCreekVolkswagen.com, home of the sweet deal.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at VaxAssist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Whatever you're into, Mercedes-Benz has an SUV for you. The city shopping spree, when you can arrive in the GLC SUV that's styled to make an entrance. The weekend getaway. You can drive the GLS SUV with up to 7 seats, all in first class. The outdoor adventurer. You can explore in the innovative GLE SUV, or the do a little bit of everything. You can take advantage of the versatile GLE plug-in hybrid or the all-new GLC plug-in hybrid. These vehicles have the flexibility of using an electric charge for daily commuting and gas for longer trips. And of course, the take the whole family with you. You can use the GLB SUV. You can put everybody in there. There's an optional third row as well. Mercedes-Benz SUVs, stylish, powerful, and sophisticated. Because when you're in a Mercedes, you expect nothing less. Whatever you're into, Mercedes-Benz has an SUV for you. Visit MBUSA.com for special offers on select SUV models.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at VaxAssist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Social Hour at Cover 3, Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. Savor fresh, exclusive $7 delights like shrimp firecrackers and $5 frozen Ritas. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. Unwind at any location with friends, including Cover 2. Make every hour happy at Cover 3.
Padres shut out the Astros, take 2 of 3 in San Diego. 3 Cowboys, including CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs, missed practice yesterday due to injury. Defensive tackle Jordan Phillips landed on injured reserve with a wrist injury. Longhorns QB Arch Manning set to make his first career start when they host Louisiana Monroe Saturday night as Quinn Ewers dealing with an oblique injury. I'm Ronza Moss.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Staples prints anything you need for your business, like banners, flyers, and signs. And Staples will beat any price quote. Plus, now print more, save more, up to $150 off your print purchase. Offer ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details or staples.com/price match for price match guarantee.
The Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff, and joining us as he always does on this Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, is my guy Eric Henry, Eric C. Henry _ on social media of Horns 24/7. I want to get right into it, man. You've done some great work since I started following you and having you on the show. You write some great articles, and I want to congratulate you on the article that you wrote this week on the 4 Down segment that you always do about Quinn Ewers and him deserving better. I'm not going to give away all of it, but touch on what you meant by Quinn Ewers deserves better.
Harge, first off, good morning. Can I get a recording of that so I can send to my bosses over 24/7? I appreciate that.
You know I got to look out for my boy, dog. You know I got to look out.
I appreciate you. No, I mean, it was what stood out to me in the immediate aftermath of Quinn Ewers' injury. And, I talked about it a little bit. I mean, that's just the game of football, right? I mean, you guys both are athletes. It's next man up mentality. Unfortunately, with the next man up mentality, sometimes the player who was, may have been the captain or may have been, a significant part of a team's success gets left behind. And obviously now in the days that have passed, we know that Quinn Ewers' injury isn't as serious as we initially anticipated. However, I just felt that we know what's going to happen this week, right? There's no disrespect to Louisiana Monroe, but Arch Manning, for all intents and purposes, looks like he's going to get the start, and he's going to have a good game. I mean, and that is going to propel him into the national conversation. And I just felt like Quinn Ewers deserved his flowers. Quinn Ewers deserves better from the national media who, by the time halftime hits, Arch Manning is, a 15-1 favorite for the Heisman Trophy, and Paul Feinbaum is predicting that he's going to win a Heisman Trophy at some point, and the conversation just gets out of hand. So I'll just leave it at this. And again, this is no shade on Arch Manning. Arch Manning is doing his job. He's a 19-year-old kid, happy to play college football. However, the fact of the matter is this. If this were any other 3-year starting quarterback anywhere in the country who had the type of resume, took his team to Alabama, won, took his team to Michigan, won, 2 places that teams have not had success over the past half decade, if not more, and then was having the type of year that he's having this year, we wouldn't be having these, at least at the national level. I know we're not necessarily having it here in Austin, but at the national level, you wouldn't be having these conversations about, should you play the backup? No, it would be, hey, when is this Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback going to get back healthy? So I just felt it was important to emphasize that ahead of time because we know, come Sunday morning, what the conversation is going to be nationally.
Yeah, and that's why those conversations need to be had, because I'm with you. I'm like, man, y'all must have forgot how what Quinn has done for this University of Texas football team. And the national media, I guess the reason being is because of the last name. And we all understand what it's all about. But I always say, if you cover the University of Texas, you know that this is Quinn Ewers' football team. I want to get on the defensive side of the ball, too.
Oh, yeah.
I had an opportunity to talk to Sark as well as you did. And he's praising this defense, albeit they haven't been challenged just yet. We get into SEC play next week. But you look at what this defense has been able to do in such a short period of time. It's really remarkable, and I think a lot of the credit needs to go to the guys that are on that back end with the maturity level to make tackles in open space.
Yeah, no, hard, no doubt. That is such a significant difference from last year's team. And again, as you said, it's only been 3 games, right? So it's a small sample size. But in my mind, and I'm going to take it, and spin it forward a little bit, right? You talk about those guys on the back end, when the ball's hitting receivers' hands, they're making tackles. And on the rare occasions that running backs have gotten to the second level, they're making tackles, not missing tackles. But I'll spin it forward, right? You take a look at some of Texas's numbers, and third downs, and, Steve Sarkisian talked about and gave praise to defensive coordinator Pete Kwiatkowski for his play calling on third down. But This team is 7th in the nation amongst FBS teams, 10 of 43. I think it's something like 23% that teams are converting against them on third down. That's ahead of last year's group, right? And obviously that group spearheaded by Tavondre Sweat, Byron Murphy, and Jalen Ford. What that says to me is that on those third downs, right, because teams, Colorado State tries to run a little bit, but you've seen some teams and kind of get in those third and medium situations throw the football. They're not getting the yards after catch that they were last year. Last year, if you were a Houston, a TCU, insert team, you could throw a little mesh route, throw a little underneath route, get a quick 2-3 yard, completion there, and then kind of assume that you're going to get some yards after the catch just based on how poor the tackling was in the secondary. You don't have that this year. So in my mind, the defense, and I'll give you a couple more numbers. They're top 30 in really all major defensive categories, but overall defense 13th in the nation. Harge, if you had said to me entering this year that the pass defense was going to be top 30 in the nation and that the run defense, while still, it's hard to match last year's success when you're third in the nation, allowing under 85 yards per game. But if you had told me that they would be a top 30 run defense unit and the pass defense would improve the way it is, I would have said it's a national championship defense. And right now they're playing to that level.
Harge was a 4 downs guy, but I'm on the take 2 side article.
Okay.
Jahdae Barron and Gunnar Helm are guys that you hold at high regard. Give me a little factoid on why you choose those two.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, I think you'll appreciate this, right? It's funny you mentioned that article, because I was thinking about it this morning as I'm starting to kind of write down the notes for my defensive article that'll be out later today. You can't, whether someone comes out of the room and they're, going to be 6'5", 6'6", that's not something you can teach. Whether someone, is going to have a measure of athletic ability, of course you can work on your athletic ability, but you can't really teach that, right? What you can work on is, in the case of Jahdae Barron, being just a complete film studier to the 10th degree. I mean, that guy is always in the right place at the right time. Look no further than last week's game when UTSA, they tried to do a little the fourth down conversion there that I believe it was David Bender or Anthony Hill made the tackle on. But if you look at the play, Jahdae Barron seals off the edge, forces that running back inside to where all of his help is. It's little subtle things like that Jahdae Barron does. You go take a look at last year's game against Wyoming, him being essentially in the offensive huddle with knowing where some of those plays are going to go. I appreciate things like that. Gunnar Helm, another guy, 6'4", 6'5", 250, came in as a blocking tight end. Wasn't the most athletic a kid of guys. He came in and worked on his athleticism, but just that workman-like mentality that I really appreciate. I think it's guys like those that make your team, right? I mean, yes, you're going to need athletic specimens like Anthony Hill and Ryan Wingo and Jaden Blue and, the list goes on, right? But you also need those guys who, from a perspective of setting the tone, especially veterans, who set the tone and say, hey, we're going to watch film this way. We're going to prepare this way. I may not be as athletic as the man in front of me, but I guarantee you I can be more prepared than that guy, and those things show themselves on the field. So that's really what stands out to me about both of those guys.
Man, you brought that heat today, man. That's what it's all about right there. There he is, Eric Henry of Horns 24/7. You can follow him at Eric C. Henry _. And, of course, check his stuff out at Horns 24/7. I love talking to you, brother, and keep up the great work.
Appreciate it, fellas.
There he is, Eric Henry of Horns 24/7. I mean, the article is on point, and it brings up a lot of great emphasis and outside opinion on what the situation needs to be, man.
Yeah, and being a Florida guy, he could have very easily picked Jared Gibson. He could have picked one of the Florida boys.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows where the story is, and that's from his research that he always does. So great stuff by him. Make sure you go and check out his work over there. When we come back, I want to talk about this little incident. Well, it's not really an incident, but the Texans play the Vikings this weekend, and D'Amico knows that they got a lot of work to do. But I also want to talk about my man C.J. Stroud right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Of course, the Nike headquarters are in Beaverton, and the Texas women's team and several of the other teams that were there were able to have off-site practices at the Nike headquarters. But they did have one regulation. You could not wear another branded sneaker and walk into the building.
I would have been like, well, I guess I need a new Nike pair then.
And they said our store is right over here.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hug 'em.
Good morning. Be on the lookout for an issue right now on the southbound side of 35. The exit ramp to 620 will be blocked, so traffic is slow back past Highway 29. About 7 to 10 minutes worth of stop and go as you're traveling through. On the northbound side of 360, we do have a minor collision right at Spicewood Springs. Really not seeing much of a backup or delay in the immediate area. I'm Ryan Silva. That's Check Around Your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Get great savings on family favorites at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get fresh pork butt roasts for just $1.27 per pound. Plus, get yellow peaches or red or green grapes for just 97 cents per pound with this week's Randall's For You digital coupon.
Mike Harge for Cover Ford Hutto. At Cover Ford Hutto, they got the deals you've been waiting for. How about getting yourself $12K off the 2024 Ford Edge SE? Or $7,750 off the 2024 Ford F-150 STX. The Coverts have been in business since 1909, and they've always been a part of the communities that they serve. Visit coverfordhutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Cover Ford and Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. And tell them Hardball Hard sent you.
Hello, parents. It's Mr. Jim, and I want to invite your kids to listen to Kids Short Stories. You see, kids all around the world listen to Kids Short Stories and send in their ideas. And every single day, I create a brand new story about them finding treasure, stopping the bad guy, or flying on a unicorn. If you're looking to cut down on screen time, search for Mr. Jim. So listen to Kids Short Stories on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits, and if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Hi, this is Pierre Nguyen running for Austin City Council in District 7 in the November 5th general election. Have your voice be heard. Make sure you register to vote today. Your vote counts.
It's that time of year. Texas football season is here, and just like you, all of us at Covert Chevrolet in Bastrop are ready for the excitement. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. Whether you're headed to the big game or tailgating with friends, you need a ride that's as tough and dependable as your favorite team. At Covert Chevy in Bastrop, we've got the lineup to get you there in style, like the Silverado, built for strength, or the versatile Tahoe, perfect for any game day adventure. So this season, choose Covert Chevy in Bastrop, because just like football, we're all about hard work, commitment, and winning. Together, let's drive.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now. Like Alt 2K. Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
What's the simplest way to get renter's insurance? The Smart Bunny Insurance app. Starting at just $15 monthly, get comprehensive coverage up to $40,000 for personal items and $100,000 in liability, plus additional living expenses if disaster strikes your home. And it's lightning fast. Get insured quicker than a bunny on roller skates. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Insurance sold by Smart Money Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KVET AM Austin, AM 1300 The Zone. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports, podcasts, and music. You're listening to Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone.
NFL action is back on point this weekend, starting tonight as the New York Jets and the New England Patriots, Khalil's New England Patriots, get it going tonight in a big AFC East matchup. But I wanted to talk about the Houston Texans, and shout out to Eric Henry for such a great job and a great interview. I want to talk about the Houston Texans because DeMeco Ryans is a guy that he's not resting on all the success that this team has had. He knows what the grind is all about, and he said there's a lot that we still need to clean up.
To clean up, I think it starts with just being more consistent, right? I think we targeted really well and ran the ball well our first week, then coming in this week, presented different issues with the front, but we still have to be consistent and run it as best as we can. And from the penalty standpoint, I think I know we have to play cleaner there, right? We allowed drives, right, to continue. We took big explosive plays off of the board. We took interceptions off of the board, like a lot of plays right there where we hurt ourselves with penalties and also just protecting the football. Like we have to do a much better job of protecting the ball on the offensive side. We're carrying the ball. Like we can't get the ball up there and we're in the red zone. We got points. We cannot give the ball up in that situation right there. So a lot of different things, different players have things to work on, but that's the beauty of the league. Like who can make those adjustments, who can make those improvements and continue to get better as the season goes on.
And that's why DeMeco Ryan is the head coach of the Houston Texans, and that's why you see this team play at the level that they play at. They will take on the Minnesota Vikings this weekend, and that's the Minnesota Vikings team that I've been very impressed with because I was not a fan of Sam Darnold. I thought he was going to be a flop, but it's interesting to me that they are trying to find a way to get Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield as the prime examples of leaving the Carolina Panthers and going somewhere else has benefited them greatly. You go to a coach that actually knows how to call an offense. Let's not forget, Sam Darnold went from New York to San Francisco, where he got to work with Kyle Shanahan, and now he's working with Kevin O'Connell. And now that they are doing this on the Kevin O'Donnell, has been doing a great job with him. And even though J.J. McCarthy was going to be the starting quarterback, it looks like Sam Darnold has figured something out. We already know what Baker's been able to do once he got out of there. He's done a great job. If you have a good run organization with a head coach that understands how to use their quarterbacks, you're going to do well. But one of the things that I wanted to point out as well before we go to break is C.J. Stroud watches film and listens to podcasts. So if you're talking about certain things during a podcast and C.J. Stroud finds it, he's going to bring it up. This weekend, C.J. Stroud approached Jalen Johnson, the top cornerback for the Chicago Bears, and told him, I watched you with Richard Sherman. You ain't getting me, dog. I know your tendencies. I know how you try to set people up. So that's why I always say, man, be careful what you're talking about with all these
mouth shut.
All these players with these podcasts that are telling you these tricks of the trade and these secrets that they have. You're exposing yourself, not the game plan. And so be prepared to understand that guys listen to each other. But if you're cerebral enough, you're going to learn those tricks and you're going to set them up. And CJ went up to him and said, you ain't getting me. And Jalen Johnson was looking at him like, damn, you listen to that? Yeah. Hour number 1 is in the books. Can't wait for hour number 2. We got a special guest at 8:17 right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Okay.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, hour number 2 of the morning kickoff. Myself, Mike Harbaugh Harge, the Mark Henry, the world's strongest man in WWE Hall of Famer. And, of course, we got our guy Khalil behind the board. In hour number 1, we got an opportunity to talk about the Texas Longhorns and the expectations coming up this weekend. We heard from Eric Henry of Horns 24/7, and we just recently talked about the Texans getting ready to play the Minnesota Vikings this weekend and DeMeco Ryan situation. I want you to make sure that you're paying attention and tuned in at 8:17. We will have College Football Hall of Famer Doug English, lifetime Longhorn and Longhorn legend. Doug English joins us at 8:17. You do not want to miss that. 8:40, we got the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man, the Mark Henry will break it all down. I want to get back into this conversation with Coach Sark. He had the press conference yesterday, and we will have a press conference from Coach Sark this afternoon, and we'll have more of that. But I want you to hear his take, excuse me, on Arch Manning and the reps that he is starting to take. Because here's the deal. Arch has been practicing, but he's been practicing as the number 2 starter. Now he's moving up to the possibility. It's not saying we'll find out more today when we get a chance to talk to Coach Sark to make a final ruling to see if Quinn is going to be able to go, because he was saying that it was day to day, week to week. We'll see exactly what Sark believes is going to be the answer on Quinn. But if Sark is looking at Arch Manning to be the starter, here is what he had to say, because Arch has been putting in the work.
He's done a really good job with all the reps that he's gotten. I think that he's, Arch has got a really good understanding of what we're trying to do. And so, even though when we're put in a new game plan, I think he understands the premise of the plays that we have in our system. And then, yes, we're dressing them up certain ways and different things, but I think he has a good, firm understanding of the premise of those plays. And so when he gets in, he can operate them to a pretty high level. Naturally, during any game week, the front end of the week is always a little bit more difficult than the back end of the week. One, you're a little bit more sore from the last week's ball game. 2, you're looking at a new defense. And then 3, you've got new plays coming at you. And so I thought whether it was Arch or just our offense in general today was the best day of the week so far, and I thought they practiced well. And I thought, a lot of that can be accredited to Arch and his understanding of what we've been trying to do and make the throws necessary.
Let me explain something to you guys. And if you've been listening to this show, and I hope that you have, you need to go tell 5 more friends to make sure that they tune in, because we have a great time over here. But the conversation that continues to be had is the fact that this team goes to work every single day. I cannot believe that every single time we hear from Coach Sark, it has been a great week of practice. They have gone out every single day and practiced their behinds off. That to me is everything. That to me tells you that this team is on a true mission. A lot of people say that they're on a mission. This is true.
That's talk. That's talk. There's a lot of people that can say they're on a mission, but it's different when you see somebody show it. and you see them putting the work in. And the proof is in the pudding too.
Absolutely.
There's at least 3 or 4 guys, and I mean, we started the season off hard. There's 3 or 4 guys that they played last year and started some of them, but they weren't as effective last year as they are this year because 1, they're locked in.
Yep.
2, they got more reps, and they got more responsibility. Sometimes that's what you need. I told my wife, when I had my son, I never got more focused because I knew that everything I did, it wasn't about me no more.
Right.
So when you get a certain level of responsibility, you got to up your game. And I think Coach Sark has found a way to inject that mentally into these guys. And that is such a good thing, not just for football.
Yeah.
I'm talking about after football is over with, these guys on this team going to be better men because they understand how to work.
Yep.
And that's the thing that I feel that Sark is saying. They don't think for 1 second that they didn't mess up a play. Don't think for 1 second that somebody didn't know their responsibility. But I bet you they went 100 miles an hour making that mistake.
Bruh.
I guarantee it because they know if they don't go 100, there's somebody right behind them that will.
Yeah.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him.
Oh, he took the free throw.
Yeah, they're about to get cooked. And to answer your question, Mark, you had asked the points that Texas was able to score. Well, let me just give you that information.
Uh-oh, here we go.
In 1915,
okay,
the Texas Longhorns won a game 92-0.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna get that one.
In 1974, the Texas Longhorns defeated TCU they scored 81 points on TCU. Thanks to my guy Ike for putting that out there for us.
I dig it.
So you start to look at this university and the game plan that's coming in. Now,
The standard is 75 plus.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
That's my standard.
That's what you're looking for. You look at this Texas football team and you look at the points that they give up. You look at the points that they score in the red zone. They score in the red zone at a clip like no other. This is the first time in a very long time that this Texas Longhorn football team has been this effective in the red zone, both offensively and defensively. So they are operating at a high level. And again, and I know that we all are riding high, and rightfully so. I mean, it is infectious to watch this Texas football team go out and beat teams. Next week, obviously, is the big week because it's going to be the first game in the SEC against Mississippi State. Mississippi State plays Florida to Saturday early, so we'll get a chance to watch them and scout them early. But for Texas to go out and be as dominant as they are in these matchups is the biggest thing for me. Because you can be superior of another team. You can be better. But a lot of times they don't go out and dominate on all phases. This is a totally different mindset. And this is why I believe that Coach Sark and the way that he's gone about this has created a fun atmosphere, but it's always fun when you're winning.
Yeah.
But he's also created a workman-like atmosphere. You guys want to be pros? This is how you go and be a pro.
I got a text. Man, you and Hard, y'all have completely drank the Kool-Aid.
All up.
And let me tell you, yeah, I drank it. And when they make some more, I'm gonna drink that too.
Right.
Give me some ice. Give me a cup of ice. Because that's who I want my kid to play for. Because not just because of football. That's put football aside for a second. Put football aside.
Yep.
How to be a man. How to be responsible to others. That's what the Kool-Aid I'm drinking.
Yeah.
And when I said that a player told me hard, this is the least scared I ever been because I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got you prepared. Speaking of somebody that's prepared is the one, the only, Doug English. Coming up next in the Legends of the Locker Room segment, folks. Make sure you tune in to that. And go tell your other friends to tune in to AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KVET AM Austin, AM 1300, The Zone. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports, podcasts, and music. Voice your opinion by using the iHeartRadio app talkback feature while listening to Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Your hot and cold takes need to be heard somewhere. If you send a great one, you might just hear yourself on the air.
We're just hours away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu tomorrow and Saturday, starting at 9:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
Still seeing some delays right now. Southbound 35, the off-ramp to 620 will be blocked right now. So we're seeing some slowdowns building up back past Highway 29, about 5 to 7 minutes worth of stop and go. Meanwhile, northbound side of 360, right at Spicewood Springs, we look out for a minor collision. And if you are traveling southbound on Ed Bluesting, we have another accident causing some minor slowdowns right at Loyola. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check on your Austin traffic.
This report is sponsored by Champion Air, Austin.
Over the years, Champion AC and Plumbing's home experts have been delivering the highest standards in home comfort, and to celebrate, we're giving a gift to you. This month only, get a free camera inspection with every drain we unclog. 512-580-5555.
I've been playing sports all my life. Little football, basketball, pickleball, cross training, mud events, Spartan races and things like that.
For Dr. Eric Williams, a successful chiropractor, staying active means everything. So when nagging knee pain slowed him down, he didn't want drugs or invasive surgery. He found a natural way to get lasting relief. QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies.
We're using my body's natural abilities to get better. And that's huge. In time, that's going to be the way of the future. Using your own body's ability to heal. Now I can play day to day and not have that severe pain.
Now he's back out there doing what he loves, thanks to QC Kinetics.
Life is good. You're not going to slow me down.
Leave the pain behind and get moving. Book your free consultation today with QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos. Malcolm gets his accent right with Babbel's speech recognition. However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
At Hannah Chevrolet, we like to keep things simple. So the price we agree on is the exact price you pay. That means no bait and switches, no absurd additions, no mandatory dealer packages that are magically added at the finance table. At Henna, this can save you $3,000 to $5,000. Just straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, incredible customer service, and a vehicle you're going to love. So come in and together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors, InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to InventHelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at InventHelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors received more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's inventhelp.com. inventhelp.com.
Attention construction superintendents, contractors, and event planners. If you're in the market for a temporary rental fence, call Viking Fence today. The same company that is so reliable with permanent fences can save you time, money, and headaches. Located in Central Texas since 1972, Viking is highly committed to prompt and courteous customer service. Our flexible pricing plans allow you to fix your costs or hit your budget. Ask about our damage waiver rate that will eliminate untimely chargebacks. Excellent work, great service, and an honest reputation. Call Viking Fence today at 837-6411 or visit us online at vikingfence.com. Again, call 837-6411 or visit us at vikingfence.com. When you think temporary rental fence, think Viking.
Whatever you're into, Mercedes-Benz has an SUV for you. The city shopping spree, when you can arrive in the GLC SUV that's styled to make an entrance. The weekend getaway, you can drive the GLS SUV with up to 7 seats, all in first class. The outdoor adventurer, you can explore in the innovative GLE SUV, or the do a little bit of everything. You can take advantage of the versatile GLE plug-in hybrid or the all-new GLC plug-in hybrid. These vehicles have the flexibility of using an electric charge for daily commuting and gas for longer trips. And of course, the take the whole family with you. You can use the GLB SUV. You can put everybody in there. There's an optional third row as well. Mercedes-Benz SUVs, stylish, powerful, and sophisticated. Because when you're in a Mercedes, you expect nothing less. Whatever you're into, Mercedes-Benz has an SUV for you. Visit MBUSA.com for special offers on select SUV models.
You think that quarterback will throw for over 300 yards? How about a receiver grabbing a touchdown? Check out DraftKings Pick 6, the newest way to win cash and compete against others. All you got to do is download DraftKings Pick 6 app, pick if they'll get more or less, and it'll give you a chance to win cash. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the code AM1300. That's code AM1300 for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Guaranteed. Plus 1 month of NFL Plus premium on us. Offer ends 9/19. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. One per new customer. Reward issued as $50 in non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 6 months. NFL Plus premium offers available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at NFL.com/terms.
The Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Welcome back to a special segment that we always have called The Legends of the Locker Room. And one of the best people that I've ever met is on the other line. He attended the University of Texas, graduated in 1976. He went on to play in the NFL for the Detroit Lions, and we're going to get into that conversation as well. And he's a college football Hall of Famer. He is a good man and a good friend. He is the one, the only, Doug English. How you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing better after that sweet introduction, Mike. Thank you.
Doug, I'm so mad. Man, I'm mad. You
Uh-oh.
want to know why?
Hope it's not at me. No, fire away.
Never at you.
I know it's not at Mark, so yeah.
Listen, man, I'm mad because when they used to have the commercial, the world's most interesting man, that they didn't use you, rather they used that mustache crazy looking dude. That was meant for you.
Well, well, I do. Can I put my wife on the phone? You mind telling her that? Yeah.
We always here to help you out, my friend.
My man.
I know you are. I know you both are.
We're talking to Doug English. And Doug, I wanted to ask you this, man, because every time I look at the NFL and I watch college athletics, I'm always looking at the interior line, not just because of you, but because of guys like you, like Kenny Sims and Steve McMichael, guys that really understand what it's like to be in those trenches. When you watch the game now, especially here at the University of Texas, it seems to be a changing of the guard. There were some guys that played the position that didn't really move it. Well, last year you had Byron Murphy and you had Tavondre Sweat moving the pile. This year you got Vernon Broughton and Alfred Collins. What are you seeing these young guys that is starting to change the way the defensive line is being played again?
I think they're again. Now, I mean, how I'm reading this between the lines, I don't know, but I really feel like they're probably simplifying the game for them a little bit. I've talked to a lot of defensive line coaches over the years at high schools, college, and pro levels, and I've been blessed with having been coached by the very best in the NFL and college. I couldn't have, if I'd have known everything I know today, I couldn't have mapped out better coaches that helped me and that were the best of the best for my life. I couldn't have chosen better, made better, had better coaches. So. But one of the things about playing, and you mentioned down in the trenches, there's obviously a lot going on down there, and there's a lot to it that makes it complicated, and which slows your brain down. It slows your reactions down. And the key to playing good defensive line in particular, because you're in a reactive mode, you're going to throw your body and count on your body to do what you trained it to do between hike and collision, a split second. Right. And you got to have faith in your ability. You got to know how to throw your body. You got to trust your training. And so to do that, you've got to, you can't be thinking about everything. You don't think about anything, to be honest with you. As I always said, many defensive linemen I've worked with, head up, ass up, head down, throw your body, trust your training. That's it. Those four things. And so these guys appear to be more focused on their key. You line up, you've got outside shoulder responsibility. Let's say you throw your body at the outside ear hole of that guy that's blocking you. You don't go in, you don't throw it at the gap. I saw a coach here years ago. I don't want to say who it was, but they had on defense, they had the lineman in the gaps. Yep. You cannot win if you go in the gap. You're going to get ear hole on one side or the other. I mean, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life at a school like Texas. But anyway, they got away from that quickly, as you can imagine. But anyway, so long answer, short question. I think that they made it simpler where these players can focus on their responsibility, throw their body at it, and then react from there. And you've got some great athletes there that are able to make great reactions.
Doug, I was telling Harge before you came on and before Khalil had a sneezing fit that you had a twin at the University of Texas. And when I watch you play and I watch him play, it's like a mirror. And you and Tony Brackens look identical, the way you come off the ball, the way that you use your leverage to keep the man in front of you where he is, the way that when guys reach for you, you chop their hands away from you. Like, did you ever coach him or have any interaction with him?
Mark, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you making that comparison, because I'm a Tony Brackens fan, man. That is my man. I didn't get to know him much at all, but because I was in the NFL and just finishing my career when he came in, but he's a country guy. He's a rancher, cowboy. He's used to throwing his body, used to using his hands. And it's a tough man, and I loved watching him play. So thank you very much for that. I did not coach Tony. He didn't need much coaching. He's a natural. I mean, Yeah, but I loved watching him play.
I think we all need coaching. I remember talking to you a couple of years ago, and you were giving me advice on working with my son, and you had the roller, the power roller.
Yeah, what was that called again?
The power drive.
Yeah,
power drive.
Yeah,
and like it was one of those things that was that I felt like was really good for him because it taught him pad level and leverage. And are you still selling those?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark, I started, we're building a new house. We're moving to the ranch in Spicewood, probably first of next year. And I've been so busy this year with that house and with the new recovery facility that we're building for the Lone Star Paralysis Foundation, and a bunch of other things in my life have just all, I've lost my mother 2 years ago and my dad this last May, and I'm executor of, and that. Oh, thank you, pal. And that takes a lot of time, and I just can't do it. But I'll tell you this, and I wish, and maybe offline, when I see you, or you can call me sometime, and I'll tell you what's going on. But there is a license in the works for the power drive. It's a patented product, and it's about to get you're about to hear and see a lot about it. Probably end of this year, first of next.
Awesome.
So it's kind of dormant at the moment, but it's getting ready to explode with the kind of presence and promotion and help that it's always needed. I mean, I've been kind of a one-man show. I've had people that work for me, and about the time I'd get them trained, they say, "Oh, this is too hard," or I can't do it, or whatever. So my old ass is in there building those things, and I kind of enjoy that. I like to work with wood and weld and do all that kind of stuff you have to do on a ranch. But yeah, I think we can visit about that later. I can't talk about who it is right now, but it's about to come out in a big way, I believe,
unless
something goes awry. Yeah,
I'm not going to come help you
that was
weld.
A great tool.
I'm not going to come help you weld or build it, but whatever we could do to help market, promote, I'm here for you.
Oh, thanks, pal. It's these people have that. We'll pretty much have that covered, and it was a great It was a great product. Because everything that I've tried to help kids with, you play. If you want to go from a reactive sport is what football is. You throw your body and react. You can't change that during the game. You can only change that during the week. I used to ask the UT team and different teams I've been asked to speak to after a practice, "Hey, you guys have a good practice? You learn a lot?" "Oh, yeah, we learned a lot." "Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't learn anything." You demonstrated what you know in practice. Then now you go home and you learn it by meditating, by thinking about it, by thinking about it in the shower, when you're relaxed, when you're going to bed at night, when you're eating, when you're driving, anything. See yourself first person present tense making those reactions that you want to have. That's where you learn. And this thing, basically, unless you did it right, it won't roll. And so it didn't just teach, it demanded people do it, and their subconscious learns. Then at the snap of the ball, they throw their body, they got a flat back, the thumbs are up, they're rolling their hips, you're bending their knees, they're doing the things that are habit or muscle memory. I prefer to call it in the subconscious. So anyway, it was a great product. I think a lot of these young coaches didn't really understand the difference between that and something that slides, and it couldn't be any more different in my eyes. But anyway, it was a fun project. It was great to do. I got to bring this man up with you, Mark. Speaking of great coaches, I felt like I had that. Well, you did too, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Our great friend Terry Todd was God, what a trailblazer, what a brilliant man, and it was sad to lose him. But it's again, you and I can just thank our lucky stars for our coaches and for Terry. And Terry was a big enthusiast for the power drive too. And so it's no way I'm gonna get on the phone or probably even see you without bringing up Terry. So
yeah,
there, we got that behind us. Yeah.
We're talking to Doug English. Doug, before I let you go, man, I wanted to ask you, tell everybody about the Lone Star Paralysis organization and what you continue to do with him.
Oh, thank you, Mike. I should be calling you Harge on the show. I'm sorry. I know you too well.
You can call me whatever you want.
You should
it's
hear
not
what
late
I call
for dinner, right? Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Well, thank you for that, Harge. The Lone Star Paralysis Foundation is something we started about 30 years ago. Really, just I'd been hosting this golf tournament for about 10 or 15 years, and we started wanting to manage our own investments. Short story is, and our own, investments in research and different things, and so we formed our own foundation, and then immediately these opportunities happened, and we began to evolve. And we've evolved into a mission of what we call our 3 R's: research, recovery, and recreation. And the research, we have a great piece of research right here at University of Texas that I think will be the first legitimate cure for spinal cord damage paralysis. We don't have time on the show to talk about it, but it's a tremendous piece of research, and we're closing in on $1 million funding this UT School of Natural Science research. Then recovery, the second R, is something that we started early on with looking at some high-tech equipment and its impact on people recovering from spinal cord injury. And no one would call it recovery back then. They just only call it therapy. Mm-hmm. And we insisted on recovery because that's our goal. We want to, you get hurt, you go to the hospital, they stabilize you, they send you off to teach you how to live in a wheelchair. That's what went on 25 years ago. And we said, no, we think there's more after that, and started this recovery program. Well, now they're doing them all over the country, and we're happy to see that, and we've helped a lot of people get started. But we say, okay, now that you can live independently as possible, now let's see what you can get back. And depending on how hard they want to work at it, and just how blessed they are and how lucky they are, and sometimes, but a lot of different factors, a lot of people have rolled in and walked out, and everybody gets something out of it. So it's been a great feel-good program. One of the other things we noticed from that program was that a lot of folks in wheelchairs and what have you would kind of come in. We had a thing called a community gym where they could just come in and work out on their own on these specially adapted equipment. And we noticed that they started hanging out together. And we got a TV in there for them, and then pretty soon they're planning trips together and they're playing sports. And so that's when we started our third R, the recreation piece. And golly, we fund programs. I mean, everything you can do sports, kayaking, skydiving, fishing, hunting, tennis, basketball, rugby, and just on and on and on. These folks are out there doing, and we're helping them do it. And so, and we actually feel like, and it's documented that it's had a big impact on the suicide rate too in that community. We just, people are enjoying life and thinking about the future and hoping there'll be a cure soon. And so anyway, that's kind of what we do, our 3 R's, and we're on the cusp of finally getting our very own recovery center. That we've got about $1 million worth of equipment to put in there and a lot of experience, and there's a lot of decisions to be made, but we should have that, at least in the process of being remodeled and built up within a few months, I think. And it's going to be a really exciting grand opening. I want to make sure you guys, if you can, get an opportunity to be there for it.
Well,
it's really cool.
I'll definitely be there because you do such great work and you're always reaching out to the community. And
will there be food there?
Lone Star Paralysis. Lone Star Paralysis.
You name it, my friend.
That's right. Get over to LoneStarParalysis.org. Doug, we can't thank you enough, my friend, and we'll definitely talk to you soon.
You got my numbers. You know, anytime. Love to hear from you guys.
Appreciate you, my friend. There he is.
Have a great week.
English, the
Locker
man,
room
the
legend.
All time. I love that guy. LoneStarParalysis.org. When we come back, we got our man Mark Henry coming up with the world's strongest take right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone.
Mark Henry and Mike Harge, we live. We just speaking from experience.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Life is Good by Joe Walsh.
Life's been good, but that's
Life's
close
been
enough
good
for Joe.
You know, when I see that album cover, for some reason, he looks like Dale Earnhardt to me. With the mustache. Now, I haven't really seen what he looks like in person.
Right.
Back when it was.
Trust me, if Dale Earnhardt were alive today, he would not look like Joe Walsh.
Okay.
There's not many people look like Joe Walsh how he looks today. Trust me.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hug 'em.
Still seeing some delays right now. Southbound 35, the off-ramp to 620 will be blocked right now. So we're seeing some slowdowns building up back past Highway 29, about 5 to 7 minutes worth of stop and go. Meanwhile, northbound side of 360, right at Spicewood Springs, be look out for a minor collision. And if you are traveling southbound on Ed Bluestein, we have another accident causing some minor slowdowns right at Loyola. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check on your Austin traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
Mike Harbaugh here, and did you know that using your own body's healing properties to revitalize your achy joints is the way to go? Did you even know that was a thing? I want you to call my friends over at QC Kinetics because they have a new way to make that pain goes away. Whether you have pain in your knees, hips, backs, or shoulders, this is something that you might need to check out. You can enhance your joints, improve your mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain. Maybe it's swinging a golf club or even playing catch with your kids. And you can do this without drugs or any downtime. That's right, folks. I said without any downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Schonkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients. But call and find out for yourself at 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303 with locations in Austin and Round Rock. And remember, tell them Hardball Hard sent you.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. If you're a listener of the show, you probably know this by now. We're a big fan of Keeper's Heart whiskey. Keeper's Heart, the first whiskey to offer a unique blend of Irish and American whiskeys. Nobody's ever done it at this level. The results are incredible. Smooth enough to enjoy neat or enough character to make amazing cocktails. Don't take it from me. I'm just an Irish-American guy who enjoys a drink or two. The whiskey experts agree. Crafted by one of the biggest names in the world of whiskey, Brian Nation, Keeper's Heart is one of the most awarded new whiskeys of the last couple of years, winning over 150 awards to date, including Best Irish Whiskey in the World, and winning a double gold at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. You got to try it. It's available now in the best liquor stores. Look for it on the Irish whiskey shelf, or you can buy it online. KeepersHeartWhiskey.com. KeepersHeartWhiskey.com. It's a bottle worth keeping.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at VaxAssist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, everybody. This is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising.
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in, or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks.
Yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
What's the simplest way to get renter's insurance? The Smart Buddy Insurance app. Starting at just $15 monthly, get comprehensive coverage up to $40,000 for personal items and $100,000 in liability, plus additional living expenses if disaster strikes your home. And it's lightning fast. Get insured quicker than a bunny on roller skates. Download the Smart Buddy Insurance app today.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Insurance sold by Smart Money Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Earl Campbell here for my good friends at Austin Shoe Hospital. Austin Shoe Hospital has been repairing my favorite boots and shoes for over 30 years. They are the best Western boot repair company in Texas and can repair any boot brand or style. Visit the master cobblers at Austin Shoe Hospital and they will bring all your shoes, boots, and bags back to life. If you didn't wear it, they can repair it. Oh, yes, and hook 'em horns.
Visit AustinShoeHospital.com.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
This weekend, head over to Cover 3 for the ultimate weekend brunch, complete with their famous Bloody Mary and Bubbles Bar every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sip, savor, and celebrate with friends. Don't miss out. Make your weekend special at Cover 3.
Shops back. 50 years in the Lone Star State. A one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs Wine Spirits and Fine Foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shout Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shout Specs, low price, amazing. Here's to you. Shout. Cheers to savings.
Did you know that solar energy gives you independence from utilities and helps keep your energy costs down? Why not get a free estimate with locally owned Divided Sky Roofing and Solar? You can get more information at mydividedsky.com. That's mydividedsky.com.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin area weather for your Thursday, calling for mostly cloudy skies, a high near 100. Tonight's low 76. Friday, mix of sun and clouds, a high of 100.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, injury attorneys available 24/7.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 5,000 people died in workplace accidents in 2019 alone. Thomas J. Henry handles serious workplace accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Alt 2K. A commercial-free look back to alternative from the 2000s.
It just takes some time, little girl in a little out the ride.
With Foo Fighters, Weezer, Linkin Park, Green Day, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and more.
Someone like you.
Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Alt 2K, and listen now. iHeartRadio, free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
We just went from talking to a legend in Doug English, and now we're going to a WWE Hall of Famer who is also recognized as the world's strongest man. And what better way to have a take than bring you the world's strongest take by the Mark Henry. What up, player?
What up, Harge? You know what time it is.
What time is it?
It's time.
Oh, it's time
for the world's strongest take Back then, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Harge, the question is there room for all of these guys in the Hall of Fame? And should everyone that has the qualifications be in the Hall of Fame? I've been very blessed to be a world champion in 3 different sports that have absolutely nothing to do with each other. To be a Hall of Famer in powerlifting, to be a Hall of Famer in Olympic weightlifting, and to be a Hall of Famer in pro wrestling. I value what it is to be considered a Hall of Famer. And I'm here to tell you that everybody is not going to make it. The NFL Hall of Fame list came out. It was over 220 men that have the qualifications, but they're not going to make it into the Hall of Fame. And let's start at the notables. Eli Manning, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. Luke Kuechly, Defensive Player of the Year. Terrell Suggs, Defensive Player of the Year. Adam Vinatieri, one of Khalil's people at the Patriots. Superhero and kicking. Marshawn Lynch, Darren Sproles, Demaryius Thomas, Vernon Davis, and Delonte Walker. Those are kind of the notables. People that they say because of their titles and because of the championships that they should get in. And I'm not, we don't have time to talk about 223 people. So let's start at the top. Eli Manning.
Hall of
Famer?
Yep.
Or not?
I say yes. I say yes.
Now, I'm going to give you my take on it.
Okay.
2 Super Bowls and an MVP. Done. It's a wrap. But his statistics say that there are 5 other quarterbacks that should get in before him. Doug Williams, Joe Theismann, Jeff Hostetler, and Boomer Esiason. They should be in before him, but they didn't win Super Bowl, and they were never MVP. What say you?
I don't believe Boomer Esiason should be it, but I definitely believe that Eli Manning, what he's done, the history of what he's become in the perils of football, I believe that he is a Hall of Famer. I wasn't at first. I was not a believer at first, but it took some time, but I believe that he is a Hall of Famer.
Luke Kuechly.
Yes.
Defensive Player of the Year. One of the more outstanding linebackers to ever play football.
He ended up retiring because of concussions.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
And he would stick his head in there, and he
a little too much.
I was glad that he retired the way that he retired.
Yep.
Same way that the linebacker from San Francisco, same thing.
Yep.
All pro, #1 linebacker in football. 4 years, I'm done.
Luke Kuechly is somebody that I believe should be in the Hall of Fame as well.
All right. Terrell Suggs, Super Bowl champion, Defensive Player of the Year. In, out.
I believe he should be in as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I co-sign that. Terrell Suggs played on an all-star defensive line.
Mm-hmm. Defensive team.
Defense, the whole defense.
Yeah, exactly.
From the spinal cord, the brain and the spinal cord all the way down to the toe.
Yep. Central nervous system.
They were good. From Ed Reed to Ray Lewis to Tony Saragusa and
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Big Tony. That defense was full of monsters.
Yep.
I would say yes, and I think anybody else would say Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
how
wouldn't
many
have all
Super
them
Bowls
Super
did he
Bowls if
kick?
it wasn't for him.
How many Super Bowl kicks did he
to get to the Super Bowl even?
Just to get there?
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch in.
Do we have
out?
to do it now?
He's up this year,
but that
don't mean that he's going to make it.
Because my person that I think should be in that's not in there has been waiting for quite some time is Darren Woodson. I think Darren Woodson should be in there. So, but Marshawn, I think it's going to take a little bit.
So Herschel Walker is not in.
Yeah, Herschel. I mean, he was in 3 different leagues. I think that's the other thing with Herschel. Herschel was in USFL, 2 different leagues, USFL, and then he ended up coming to the NFL.
But those were the notables, Harge, and I love playing the game with you, man.
Yeah, we're going to continue to play that game because I think that there's more meat on that bone to have that conversation. And so, I'm in on that. I'm in on the Hall of Fame or not.
Hall of Fame or not.
When we come back, we'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
It is Chris Del Conte. Do you know the Pitbull song you ready for tonight?
I had no idea who that cat was. And they brought him up, and I said, come on, my daughter's 19. She goes, Dad, you're embarrassing. And I'm like, okay, give me a song. And then she plays No Tell Motel at the Holiday Inn. I'm like, what kind of stuff do you listen to? I've been YouTubing this fella, so I'm up to speed. The No Tell Motel at the Holiday Inn.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Longhorns football plays here.
Shotgun snap. Warren fires over the middle. That's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Williams. I'll say he's okay. He picks it off. Warren with the snap. Back to throw. Steps up. Under pressure. He'll go down. Colin Simmons comes in for his first sack as a Texas Longhorn.
Longhorns football plays here. Only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hug 'em. Good morning. Our biggest issue right now is going to be on the southbound side of 183. Right at the Capital Texas Highway, the left lane's taken up, so traffic gets stacked up back past Oak Knoll, about 7 to 10 minutes worth of slowdowns. Meanwhile, on the northbound side of the 35 service road, be on the lookout for a collision right at William Cannon. This one, though, only tacking on about 3 to 5 minutes to your drive at the very most. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check around your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Time with family, laughs with friends, and cash back. Discover's got you covered on the last one. That's because Discover doubles all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with cash back match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Mike Harge for Cover Ford Hutto. At Cover Ford Hutto, they got the deals you've been waiting for. How about getting yourself $12,000 off the 2024 Ford Edge SE or $7,750 off the 2024 Ford F-150 STX? The Coverts have been in business since 1909, and they've always been a part of the communities that they serve. Visit coverfordhutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Cover Ford and Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. And tell them Harbaugh Hard sent you.
Second opinions.
You get them with your health.
So why not with your wealth?
Your stock market investments deserve a second opinion.
At Henyon & Walsh, it only takes a second
to schedule your free second opinion.
Go online and search for Henyon & Walsh, the second opinion people. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Check out DraftKings Pick 6, the newest way to play fantasy football. You pick a player and choose if they will have more or less of a stat, like yards, touchdowns, catches. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code Patrick. That's code Patrick for new customers to pay $5 to get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Guaranteed. Plus 1 month of NFL premium on us. Offer expires September 19th. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. 1 per new customer. Reward issued is $50 in non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 6 months. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
At Hanna Chevrolet, we like to keep things simple. So the price we agree on is the exact price you pay. That means no bait and switches, no absurd additions, no mandatory dealer packages that are magically added at the finance table. At Henna, this can save you $3,000 to $5,000. Just straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, incredible customer service, and a vehicle you're going to love. So come in and together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alt 2K.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
I'm Bob Pickett. Word on the street is the Texas boot company's having a buy more, save more sale. And to tell us more, Colt McCoy.
This is Colt McCoy. The only thing better than a great pair of boots is a great pair of boots on sale. For the best collection of authentic styles and handmade boots, there's no better place than the Texas Boot Company in Bastrop. Shop them now during the Buy More, Save More sale and grab you a new pair or two. Tell them Colt sent you.
Tell them that Bob sent you. No, tell them that Colt and Bob sent you. The Texas Boot Company.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Great stuff again today. If you've been missing any parts of the morning kickoff with myself and Mark Henry, all you got to do is get over to the podcast page or wherever you get your podcast and just download the iHeartRadio app and set an alarm to be up every morning at 7 a.m. from 7 to 9. Or you can look at us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want to find us, you can find us. Also, I want to make sure that folks know where I will be tonight. I will be at Little Woodrow's on Palmer Lane with the great folks at Bud Light. We'll have some drink specials. Be there from 5 to 7. You can come and hang out with us, ask some questions, talk Longhorns. And, of course, we've got Thursday night football. We wanted to continue the conversation real quick before we go and send you off to Dan Patrick. Khalil, you had some thoughts on some of those not MVPs, but those potential Hall of Famers?
Yeah, Harge. I don't like Eli Manning. Nothing personally. He just played for the wrong team. But
I think it is personal.
It's not personal.
It's business. But
No, it's not.
you can't mention the history of the NFL without talking about Eli Manning and what he did in the playoffs. And I think that ultimately makes him a Hall of Famer. Same with Peyton Manning. I mean, he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but that family is the reason Tom Brady doesn't have 10 Super Bowls.
Right.
So you have to.
I ain't even think about it like that.
You have to put Eli Manning in. Just think about the fact that had Eli lost those 2 times, Tom Brady would be at 9.
Right.
Had Peyton Manning lost in the AFC Championship in 2015, that's 10 for Tom Brady, more than likely. So
right.
They have my votes.
Yeah, I definitely looked at it as a whole.
Well, he's definitely in now.
Right.
Like now that you put it like that. Wow.
Think about it too, man. You got to be clutch in those moments too.
What about Doug Williams? Doug
mean,
Williams, he was MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Doug was playing in a different time in the NFL.
His
right?
statistics are low.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So just because Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl,
and being
too,
the first black quarterback not to win a Super Bowl is not going to get you in there.
That's not going to get you in there.
Because
if that was the case, then everybody, lately would be able to get into the
Russell Wilson would be in there.
Patrick Mahomes already in. He don't even need to play no more.
Wow.
But which side is he going on?
That's another good point.
Which draft is he going in? In the
racial
racial
he's first
draft?
ballot.
Oh, in the racial draft, though. Are they
Wow. Listen, man, 50-50 makes you one. You're black.
I love it. That's what I told everybody. I'm like, that's how that goes down right
One
there.
drop. The Constitution says that. Not me. I don't make the rules.
Hey, I don't make the rules. I'm just here to put them in. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in as always. I want to thank Doug English for doing a great job. And make sure you go to LoneStarParalysis.org and find out a little bit more. He's doing a great job in the community. I want to thank Eric Henry. Great work over there at Horns 24/7. If you hadn't had a chance to go and check out his work, go over to Horns 24/7 and just make sure that you're watching the NFL game tonight. Khalil, are your Patriots going to get the dub tonight?
Yeah, Harge, we're 2-1 after tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to the Patriots too.
All right. I got to see what Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to do. Is he able to turn this around? And watch out for Lake Travis's own Garrett Wilson tonight. Make sure you tune in, but you got to have Amazon. Have Amazon to be able to do it.
Or they can come to Woodrow.
Or they can come to Little Woodrow's. I hope you come to Little Woodrow's for happy hour, 5 to 7.
They have free wings.
They ain't got no wings over there, man. You got to go next door. We'll see y'all tomorrow, and just remember this. Don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KBET AM Austin, AM 1300 The Zone. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports, podcasts, and music. You're out, but you want your Dan Patrick. Well, good news, he goes everywhere with you. If you missed the show, you can podcast it. If you want to see the show, just go to Peacock and we